all of you all that are gonna go home and write a biography on how wrong this is, you guys can kick rocks. What's up, fam? Candace Parker here. I'm gonna do a tier ranking of WNBA players. I'm gonna try. Then you got Angel Reese. I put her right at that C level.
Candace Parker's recent action put Angel Reese's admirers into a full-blown panic. When the WNBA Legend rated Reese as a C-tier player, there was an instantaneous and intense criticism. Parker, however, did not give up. Rather, she doubled down with information that shows how stupid Reese's supporters are. Her team has been losing games at a startling pace, while Reese has been enjoying her double-doubles. You'll learn something that will forever alter your perception of Angel Reese when you look more closely at those statistics that everyone has been admiring. Double-doubles that have no bearing whatsoever on real victory. The largest deception in WNBA history was revealed by Parker. Please leave a remark here, baby giraffe, if you agree with Candace Parker. Come on.
How many times have I said Angel Reese is not an impact player? I mean, she definitely has an impact on losing, but Angel Reese has absolutely no effect on winning. If you don't believe me, go ask Teresa Weatherspoon or ask her current head coach, Tyler Marsh, who will soon be joining Teresa in the food stamp line, hoping to get enough Ethiopian breadcrumbs to make it through the winter. Or ask Candace Parker.
Imagine this. A ranking released by one of the most reputable voices in women's basketball drives the internet into a frenzy. In her player rankings, 7-time All-Star and 2-time MVP Candace Parker ranked Angel Reese in the C tier. Not B, not A, and not C tiers. Beside an injured Cameron Brink, Reese is being treated more like a budding player than the superstar her admirers say she is.
I think in terms of B and above, you have to be able to have the ability to carry a team, be a 1 or 2 option. I think Angel Reese is fantastic at her role, which is offensive rebounding. She showed and demonstrated so much growth in that first year. I think that this is my tier.
Parker wasn't shy about explaining why Reese was given this position. She clarified that in order to advance in rank, you must be able to lead your team as a 1 or 2 option. Parker made it abundantly evident that Reese is a role player and not a guy who can lead a winning team, even if he acknowledged Reese's offensive rebounding abilities. Reese was placed with players who were still attempting to establish themselves, whereas AIA Wilson, Nafisa Collier, and Breanna Stewart occupied the prestigious S tier, and Caitlin Clark landed firmly in the A tier.
Angel Wilson, reigning MVP, couple Defense Player of the Years, 2 championships. If there was something higher than S, I would definitely put her up there. But Nafisa Collier, she's up there with top tier with Asia. Just her ability to play on both sides of the ball, pump fake, she's gonna make you choose wrong. I know you guys are gonna say I'm biased because I'm putting all 4s at the S, but the 4s run the league. Don't ever forget that. Breanna Stewart, the versatility, reigning champion from last year. She's got 3 of them things. I don't think there's any debate with that.
It was a sudden and stunning meltdown. On social media, Reese's followers deluged Parker with hate mail and questioned her intentions. They were shocked to learn that their double queen was ranked lower than players they thought were less skilled. As fans sought explanations for what they perceived as disrespect, the uproar reached a fever pitch. Parker maintained her composure under pressure to justify her assessment. "There's no hate on Angel Reese," she said during an appearance on the Good Follow podcast. "I cherish her. I will never disparage the character of anyone. I will never, ever attack them for who they are." Parker explained that rather than focusing on personal assaults, her judgment was solely on basketball skill and team leadership. She made it clear that her remarks were based on professional assessment and respect.
This is where it gets tricky. Caitlin Clark is at an A level. I think in time she's gonna raise up to that S, but in order to put her at that level, she's gotta have a couple more years. So I'll put Kelsey Plum at the A level. 2-time champ, now took on the challenge to be #1 option in LA. I would say KP is definitely in that tier. I would love to put Sabrina Ionescu in that A range. She got that elusive championship. She's one of the best shooters in the WNBA, if not the best shooter in the WNBA.
You know why it's impossible to ignore Parker's criticism? Her qualifications are self-evident. This isn't just a random analyst making disparaging remarks. Parker's stellar performance and championship-level basketball IQ over the years helped her establish her reputation. People pay attention when someone with her level of basketball expertise speaks. Parker's priorities were perfectly uncovered by the ranking method. Parker emphasizes individuals that improve their teammates and have an impact on winning that goes beyond individual statistics, as seen by Caitlin Clark's A-tier placement. Parker's idea of carrying a team was exemplified by Clark's ability to completely overhaul the Fever's offensive scheme.
Uh-oh, Candace Parker. You've upset the Reese's Pieces and they're not happy about it. They're gonna be coming after you any second. Oh, they're already coming after you. Oh, snap. Oh, snap. Candace Parker asked to put certain players in a tier list. You have the S tier, you have the A tier, you have the B tier, and you have the C tier. And where Candace Parker put Angel Reese on this list and her explanation about it, it has upset a large number of the Reese's Pieces delegation.
Basketball experts began emerging from the shadows to back up Parker's candid analysis. They understood what casual fans were missing. Getting statistics is one thing, but genuinely helping the team succeed is quite another. It was a straightforward but terrible question that everyone began to ask. What aspects of Angel Reese's game do her biggest fans miss, according to a WNBA legend? Parker's ranking was not subjective nor arbitrary. It was founded on the hardcore basketball principles that distinguish franchise mainstays from supporting players.
Chicago Sky, y'all stink, bro. Y'all, look, there's trash and then there's trash. You know what I'm saying? But look, man, the Chicago Sky got destroyed by the stud buds. Everybody watches the stud buds. Shout out to Courtney Williams and Tisha Heiderman, man. Listen, stud buds stood on business today. Nafisa Collier stood on business today. They destroyed the Chicago Sky.
Everything changed after the Minnesota Lynx game. In one game, Angel Reese committed 9 turnovers. All of a sudden, everyone could see what the season's basketball insiders had been speculating about. It was more than just a poor night. The basic weaknesses in Reese's game that her double-double stats had been hiding were revealed at this precise moment.
This is from last night's game. Angel Reese was back to doing Angel Reese things. Blowing layups, getting her own rebounds. They've turned her into a point forward. She had 9 turnovers last night. I think her plus minus was minus 19. But all we keep hearing about, she now has 2 double-double streaks of more than 10 games or 10 games plus. She had one last year. Now she has one this year. She's the first WNBA player to ever do this.
Let's be honest about what transpired throughout that catastrophe. In fact, early in the game, the Sky were in the game, staying close to Minnesota. After that, Reese's judgment totally collapsed. When the easy play was right in front of her, she began pressing passes that weren't there in an attempt to thread the needle. Reese's basketball IQ collapsed under the smallest push from the Lynx defense, and the turnovers mounted.
Angel Reese, part 53, let's get it!
We love pray-ups. I heard she wanted to dye her hair, and the stylist said, "What color you want?" And she said, "Butter pecan!" Bang! She gets blocked by defenders who don't even bother jumping. Me bound. One more time. Bang! She almost had a triple-double. One more turnover, and she would have had it. Bang! 9 turnovers is crazy, so is a no-look poop pass. Oh, no! Bang!
What made it worse, do you know? The kinds of mistakes Reese was making. Elite defensive pressure did not force these turnovers. We're talking about careless throws that go over teammates' heads, infractions for poor footwork that result in traveling, and errors in ball handling that would make high school coaches wince. To obtain these steals, the Lynx didn't even need to put in much effort. Reese was essentially passing the basketball to them.
She got the brakes beaten off of her. She had 9 turnovers and was just an awful. If you watch the game, she was awful.
This is when things start to get interesting. As if it were a blueprint, opposing coaches began studying this game film. They understood that they could specifically target Reese since she would give up possessions while under defensive pressure. Knowing that Reese would probably turn the ball over, teams started running special sets meant to put it in her hands in awkward ways. Neither was this a singular incident. Reese's entire season was marred by a troubling pattern, of which the 9-turnover nightmare was only the most glaring example. She would make reckless blunders that would kill possessions while also racking up outstanding rebounding figures game after game. Because its alleged hero was unable to defend the basketball, the Sky were losing games that they could have won.
Does anyone know how that party rock song goes? Every day I'm shuffling. Do, 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 do. Burn! I know it's construction season and all, but who called in the bulldozer? Burn! And it was this play right here when 2K realized, yup, that's our cover athlete. 2K? More like 75K. Pay her more! Burn! Watching her play got me fiending football. Said, oh no, it's picked off again. Burn! Whoa, whoa, whoa. Settle down. You're going too fast. You're going too fast. Come on! Hey, I got an order here. It says a hip check. Burn!
The most annoying aspect. Instead of confronting these glaring issues, Chicago's coaching staff continued to minimize them. They would act as though the turnover problems were simply growing pains while pointing to Reese's double-doubles. Meanwhile, as opponents took advantage of Reese's basic flaws, the losses continued to mount. Unquestionably, the 9-turnover game demonstrated that Angel Reese's stellar stats don't fully capture her contribution to basketball victories. All of the offensive rebounds that you desire, but you're actually damaging your team's chances of winning if you're losing possessions at a startling pace. The Sky lost by 23 points, even though the box score showed good numbers. No one wants to pose the obvious issue that this presents. What would happen if Angel Reese didn't play as many minutes?
Angel Reese is the double-double queen. They got the brakes beat off of them last night by the Minnesota Lynx. Angel Reese's double-double, I think 11 points, 11 rebounds, was meaningless and insignificant.
Angel Reese's reputation would be severely damaged by the figures. The Chicago Sky's victory rate significantly increases when Rhee is limited to less than 30 minutes per game as opposed to games where she plays longer. Everything the media has been telling you about Reese's importance to her squad is totally disproved by this pattern. Let's be honest about what the evidence actually indicates. When Reese's playing time is cut, Chicago performs noticeably better. Instead of being a disorganized mess centered around one player's obsession with grabbing rebounds, the team moves the ball more efficiently, other players find their rhythms, and the Sky truly appeared to be a cohesive basketball unit.
Through nearly 2 seasons in the WNBA, the only thing Angel Reese has proven is she can't win games. Angel Reese is not an impact player. She's not someone you can rely on to carry a team to a championship. The Chicago Bravado, they cannot rely on Angel Reese to secure off-season access to the Golden Toilet. Hell, she can't even get them to the playoffs. Angel Reese does not help your team win, and this is no longer just my opinion. Candace Parker feels the same way.
This trend runs counter to all the stories you've heard about how important Reese was to Chicago's success. Although her win-loss record shows a completely different picture, the media continues to promote the idea that her double-doubles make her invaluable. Playing extra minutes doesn't help a team's performance. When that star plays less, they get better. In certain games, the Sky benched Rhee or reduced her playing time. Do you know what happens? They came together. Since other players weren't always attempting to adapt to Reese's erratic playing style, they took the field and played with greater assurance. The ball moved more smoothly. The efficiency of possessions improved. Furthermore, Chicago appeared competitive when playing strong opponents.
Let's quit pretending like this is some sort of history we're seeing from Angel Reese with these double-doubles. It's not. It's a nice little stat that's pretty irrelevant, doesn't lead to victories, they lost by 20 some odd points last night to the Minnesota Lynx. The Lynx pretty much controlled that entire game. Angel Reese was no factor. We need to quit celebrating. Oh, she got a double-double. Well, yeah, they kept her in the fourth quarter when they were down by 20, and she, got a bucket or two and got to double-digit points.
When you compare the performance of Sky players with and without Rhee, the unsettling reality becomes clear. This calls into doubt the priorities of Chicago's coaching staff. Do they prioritize Reese's brand and individual accomplishments over what will help the team succeed while making decisions? Despite the fact that it reduces their odds of success, the data points to the possibility that they are opting for the latter. According to the analysis, Chicago has only triumphed once in the past year against a team ranked higher than 0-50. One victory over victorious teams. When the presence of your alleged star player is correlated with poorer team performance, it is no accident. In the majority of the 440-point blowouts that the Sky have experienced, Ree had a key role.
Angel Reese had 9 turnovers. Yo, listen, y'all gotta stop with this point forward foolishness, man. Let's take a look, man. Hold on, man. Y'all be wildin'. Y'all be wildin', son. Bruh, come on, man. Y'all gotta stop. Y'all gotta stop, yo. Y'all gotta stop. You.
If Angel Reese is your best player, your team stinks, you said bluntly as one expert. This harsh assessment is fully supported by the numbers. When Angel Reese's double-doubles come at the expense of the team's success, they are totally pointless. Statistics that don't result in victories are only meaningless figures intended to deceive onlookers. Convincing people that Angel Reese's individual accomplishments count while her team keeps losing games they should win has been the biggest lie in WNBA history. Now, the WNBA must choose between 2 entirely different future directions. Real skill is the foundation of one route, which leads to victories and the possibility of a championship. The alternative strategy is predicated on fabricated excitement that falters when playoff pressure mounts. Everything that is wrong with the second way is symbolized by Angel Reese. On the other hand, athletes like Caitlin Clark represent the genuine brilliance the league sorely lacks.
Angel Reese has been playing the role of Draymond Green. She is the role player disguised as a superstar. I know she has given herself all of these doofus aliases. To her credit, Angel Reese has marketed herself as a big deal. Double-double Barbie, me-bound Barbie, Bayou Barbie, Bricklayer Barbie.
It doesn't matter what your name is!
But marketing and promotion can only take you so far. Her PR team has done a brilliant job at polishing the turd, but there always comes a point when the polish melts off the turd and you will be expected to perform.
Something far more than the limitations of a single player has been exposed by this entire saga. It has demonstrated how fictitious statistics can deceive uninformed onlookers who lack a basic understanding of basketball. When your team continues to lose games they should win, double-doubles seem spectacular until you discover they mean nothing. The narrative that the league attempted to promote about Ree being a superstar just doesn't align with what actually occurs on the court each and every week. Let us be honest about the leagues tried to do. They hoped that a competition between Clark and Ree would increase interest and viewership. When one athlete genuinely improves her colleagues' prospects of success while the other detracts from them, the issue is that greatness cannot be manufactured. The unsettling reality is that when the games are truly important, the manufactured hype always comes to light.
All right, y'all have to accept the fact this girl is not Alyssa Thomas. Can y'all just stop playing games now? Can y'all just stop playing games now? This girl is not Alyssa Thomas. Y'all, fool on, y'all been turnover police. She had another 9 turnovers today. 9 turnovers to 3 assists. A minus 19. 9 turnovers to 3 assists. And y'all keep trying to act like this girl's a point forward. Y'all got to stop playing games, man. Stop playing games, bro.
Candace Parker's candid analysis paved the way for other analysts and fans to express what they had always suspected. Reese's statistics don't convert into winning basketball, as basketball insiders began to publicly acknowledge. What's intriguing about this change, there is a clear difference between teams that are built around players that genuinely help their teammates and those who are trapped in stat patterns that hinder success. The foundation of Indiana was Clark's capacity to improve everyone. Reese's ability to collect rebounds and turn the ball over at crucial times was the foundation of Chicago's strategy. The outcomes are self-evident. Basketball fans are increasingly able to spot phony data and understand real influence that changes the game. They know that a single game with 9 turnovers tells you more about a player's actual skill than 30 double-doubles ever could. Supporters are able to distinguish between pointless statistics and significant contributions that genuinely aid teams in winning titles. Women's basketball appears to have a very promising future when its players know that victory always comes before personal recognition. Athletes who improve their teammates. Players who step up when the stakes are high. Players who are more concerned about destroying nets than boasting about their own numbers. At last, the truth has prevailed. It's also about time.
Every once in a while, there will be a role player who presents themselves as a superstar. They're elite pretenders. They're brilliant at convincing people to buy into their world of make-believe.
The future of the Indiana Fever appears to be quite bright. While Chicago continues to struggle with Angel Reese, Clark's debut season had an unexpected impact on the league's appeal and viewership. Due in large part to Clark's role as team captain, the WNBA All-Star Game attracted about 2 million viewers, demonstrating her star power even off the court. There is every reason to be excited about Clark, Hull, Boston, and Mitchell as a championship-caliber core for 2025. This team has the talent and chemistry to go far in the playoffs. In the meantime, there are increasing doubts about Chicago's ability to win with Rhee at the center. Real game-changing talent is increasingly recognized by basketball fans. Please leave a remark here, Baby Giraffe, if you agree with Candace Parker. To ensure you don't miss anything, like, subscribe, and enable all notifications. We'll see you in the next video. Click the video on the screen.